Hello, I'm honored to host a video by my Uncle Bill. It's actually an audio tape that we're putting into a video, and it was his audition, Bill Freiburger, stage name Shannon, that he auditioned to be a radio announcer on Fort Wayne, Indiana's WOWO broadcasting system. And he got the job, and he's perfect. He was always perfect in that job. Lots of personality and a great voice. And I'll let you hear this. As we hear the video, as we hear the cassette tape being played, I'm going to show you the whole section of this poster that we put together for our family reunion in July of 2009. And I'm Caroline Freiburger Dewey, the granddaughter of Ignatius P. Freiburger and Monica Welsh Freiburger. And we'll get started with the audio now. Thank you.
This is the audition tape of Bill Shannon, 220 East Christie Street, Marion, Indiana. On your shopping list is recorded all the things you should remember to buy, including, of course, the refreshments. It's easy to forget something, even the Stroh's beer. Well, whether it's happened or not, it's still a good idea to double-check. Make sure you have plenty of Stroh's on hand for your enjoyment, and your guests, too. People who have enjoyed Stroh's beer time after time insist on Stroh's time after time. Naturally, your guests won't insist, but they'll appreciate your good taste in serving Stroh's, America's only fire-brewed beer. Yes, Stroh's is fire-brewed at 2,000 degrees to give it that lighter, smoother, more refreshing flavor. A flavor unequaled by any other American beer. In bottles, cans, or on draft, you'll like Stroh's. It's lighter. Here now is a brief summary of late news from the WBAT World Newsroom. Your reporter, Bill Shannon. The news in a moment, but first, in an automobile, a good example of self-control is speed control. The Indiana State Police will make speeding and related offenses their #1 target this summer. Many drivers don't understand the term speeding. Speeding doesn't just mean going faster than the law allows. It also means driving faster than common sense allows. For instance, a leading cause of traffic crashes in Indiana is listed as following too closely. What that classification really means is speeding too fast for conditions. The proper speed of any automobile must be judged by the conditions under which the car is being driven. Such factors as the condition of the road, the weather, the car, and the driver must be taken into consideration. Whenever any of these conditions are poor or uncertain, the driver should certainly slow his vehicle accordingly. Anytime a driver's automobile is not under perfect control, he's driving too fast regardless of the speed limit. The Indiana Office of Traffic Safety says slow down and live. In the news, President Eisenhower has indicated a possible major revision in U.S. policy toward disarmament. He told his news conference today he would be delighted to make a satisfactory agreement for suspending nuclear tests while negotiations with Russia for some permanent disarmament program are going on. And he said a prohibition of the manufacture of atomic weapons might not have to be part of the package for suspending tests. The president's words, at least tentatively, appeared in contradiction to what State Department officials have been saying privately. Their reported view has been that the U.S. would only agree to a suspension of tests as part of a first-step agreement, providing also for the discontinuance of arms manufacture under an inspection program. President Eisenhower said he would be willing to have the United States agree to a temporary suspension of tests while efforts are continued to achieve a package disarmament pact covering more ground. However, he said this country would not agree to any unlimited or unconditional short-term suspension of tests. Eisenhower also discussed his civil rights program at length. He said it is not aimed at persecuting anyone, and he said he has been disappointed by the feeling of some people that it would disturb their rights. Democratic Senator Harry Byrd has sharply challenged Treasury Secretary Humphrey on claims that the Eisenhower administration has reduced the federal debt and government spending. Chairman Byrd led off the questioning of Humphrey today as he appeared before the Senate Finance Committee. The committee is investigating the nation's financial condition. Elsewhere in the news, Japanese Prime Minister Kishi has arrived in Washington for 3 days of high-level talks with President Eisenhower and other officials. The 60-year-old Japanese leader was greeted at National Airport by Vice President Nixon and a red carpet military reception. Kishi said he hoped his coming talks would open a new era of Japanese-American relations. The Japanese Prime Minister was driven from the airport to Blair House, where the government entertains its official guests. Later, he was to go to the White House for an initial visit with President Eisenhower. Attorneys for Teamsters Vice President James Hoffa failed in an attempt to win a delay in his trial today in U.S. District Court in Washington. Hoffa is charged with conspiring to plant a spy on the staff of the Senate Rackets Investigating Committee. His attorneys claimed the evidence against him was acquired by a wiretap. Attorney General Brownell promptly denied it. A Senate subcommittee is studying 3 groups of secret documents made available by Secretary of State Dulles. One group is said to give a detailed account of the Eisenhower administration's record in the proposed loan to Egypt for the Aswan Dam. The 2 others are said to be records of the Truman administration's efforts to maintain peace between Arabs and Jews before the creation of Israel. The Senate subcommittee is reviewing the U.S. Middle East policies. That's the news. We'll have the weather forecast for Indiana in a moment. Who said you have to pay sky-high prices for a late-model used car? Not at LM Motors you don't. And to prove it, just listen to these terms for a 1954 Ford 4-door Crestline series with Ford-O-Matic drive, radio and heater, and lots of extras. The price, hold on to your hat, just $9.95 at LM Motors. And this, believe it or not, is typical of the values you'll find at LM Motors. Come in and see for yourself. Come in and buy with complete confidence, for every LM Motors Goodwill used car is sold with a written warranty, your assurance of carefree, trouble-free motoring. Yes, there's just one place to shop for that 1 in a million used car value. That's LM Motors at 2nd and Washington Streets in Marion. LM Motors, Marion's leading new and used car dealer. Weatherman says fair, cooler, and less humid today. Fair tonight and tomorrow, a little warmer tomorrow. The Friday outlook, fair and pleasant. The expected high today in our area, 82 degrees, the low tonight, 60. The present temperature reading in Marion, 72 degrees, the barometric pressure, 29.50 and steady. This has been a brief summary of late news from the WBAT World Newsroom. Bill Shannon reporting over the Marion Radio Corporation.
And this is their deed to their house in Grandma and Grandpa Freiburger's name, primarily in Mary Monica Welsh Freiburger. $4,000 at Lafayette home, beautiful big place. And their marriage license. June 17th of 1907, they were married. And pictures from the blacksmith shop. These are donated by Alan Shepard and Sandy Shepard. Photocopy of some of the equipment in Grandpa Ignatius's blacksmith shop. And here's a sign-in list of people from the family reunion. We had about 38 in all. Here's some of the families represented. Their addresses and their emails. And I've typed it up on an Excel sheet. On the computer screen we can spread these out and see the full names, addresses, etc. That is the end of the video. Thank you very much. God bless you.